we really talking about this?
What?
You got it, Gonky.
To investigate this, much is unknown. Some is known, we definitively. And I do know that HHS is in the process of putting together a team to investigate this. Much is unknown. Some is known. We do know that cloud seeding
What is happening? Is it in like a loop?
Counties throughout the United States have active contracts with private companies to cloud seed and thus bring greater moisture to arid lands. And this is all done under the umbrella of climate change mitigation. And so what we don't know and what HHS wants to figure out is the full spectrum of these activities and whether there is a fundamental missing regulatory body looking into harmful impacts of these practices. And I do.
All right, stop, Dave.
Did she actually say chemtrails at any point?
I don't know, dude. She's talking about chemicals in the air, cloud seeding, right? I mean, I think that's the gist of it. I mean, that's kind of what I got out of it. I think I could save her a lot of time. I mean, I did cloud seeding. It's been 25 years.
Oh boy.
I used to be a cloud seeder. That's right. Before I was a fighter pilot. And the only thing it's not breaking news. The only thing that she said in there where I was like, is the whole I used to know the makeup of the chemicals that we would put in the sky because we used to have to make it in these big 55-gallon drums. And I don't know. I never asked. Was like, is this stuff safe? Like, I know what it does to water molecules, but like, I don't know what else it does. I mean, is it bad for the birds? I don't know. But the cloud seeding that she is talking about, as far as in arid climates, and they also use it in like Oklahoma, all your states where there's a lot of tornadoes and heavy storms in the summer, they use it for basically storm suppression. And in the role of storm suppression, it's funded by the insurance companies, because insurance companies don't want to pay $1 zillion to put new hoods on all the cars, right? They'd rather spend a couple $1 million and hopefully suppress the storms. And then, the counties paid us, because I was on the program that did basically rain enhancement, and the counties would get together. I worked southern West Texas, and they would pile money in, pay us to go up, and whatever natural weather events would happen, we would go up, put chemical in the clouds and get it to rain a little bit more, is basically what we would do. And that was funded by the counties. So there was no, again, I was just the pilot and the guy that would mix up the chemical and load the chemical. I don't think there was anything bad going on, but I don't know, Mover. What's your take?
I mean, playing with old Mother Nature sounds like a winning.
Were we changing the climate? I mean,
law of, if a butterfly flaps its wings in Africa, and what happens, the butterfly effect, there's a whole theory about that. However, see, what happens with stuff like this is you start confusing real concepts with conspiracy concepts, right? Like cloud seeding is a thing, but that does not mean that every airliner that is contrailing is spraying anything, or that the crisscross patterns, to me, if you used any kind of logic, the crisscross patterns actually demonstrates why it's not real, because it's the 9 a.m. out of Oakland with nonstop service to, Dallas Love Field from Southwest. It shows you, and because if you ever put it on Sky Vector or you ever put it on a map, you can see the jet routes and you can see we fly organized flying, because you know what? That's how we don't run into each other at the flight levels, reduce vertical separation minimums. The chemtrail concept is sometimes hijacked by people that see patents for weather mod, that see, I think the CIA guy, John Brennan, former CIA director, he talked about wide scale geoengineering and weather mod and stuff because they wanted to scale that up. Separate concepts. Like, people have trouble with multiple things being true at once. Like, the fact that you did that does not mean that you look up in the sky and you're like, well, that used to not be how it was. Well, no, because we didn't have high bypass turbofans, but we did, though. If you go back and look at World War II footage, you'll see B-17s contrailing over Europe going to the target. It's about moisture in the atmosphere at and we as fighter pilots, right? But we as fighter pilots used to look at that. It was in the weather brief. It was like the contrail level is X, and you wanted to stay out of that. And we have like, hey, you're marking, conning, whatever, because it's like, hey, dude, if you can go down 1,000 feet and not give away your position visually 50 miles down the road, we would avoid that. But we obviously knew how to make it. We knew how to create that. So is this something that the HHS needs to be? Well, if they're looking at what you just talked about the composition of the chemicals and how it affects people, yeah, on legitimate government funded programs like you talked about, counties and stuff like that. If we're looking into a conspiracy theory because we just don't know, that's not the job of the HHS. And that is not within the scope of their investigatory powers. And number one, it's a waste of time. Like, let's put Dogie on it because we're spending money on crap we can't afford. Let's worry about the real problems. What do you think?
No, every time I see stuff like this, I just chuckle. I mean, even if you were like, even if the government was like just spraying stuff, like you said, you wouldn't go crisscross. Doesn't make. I mean, that's not
wrong. Contrails can start and stop depending on, because the atmosphere is not constant.
Yeah.
So you can go through an area that has that water vapor, that moisture, that temperature, and then end up in an area that doesn't, and then go right back into an area that has it.
Yep.
It is 100% variable.
Or you can change the pressure on the wing as well.
Yeah. But the high altitude stuff's usually from the engine.
Yep.
The heat and the ice crystals.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So yeah. So you're wrong. But good try.
Debunked.
Yeah, good try with that. I mean, you did your best.